Hey there everyone, it's Helen. I'm the national artist for Sephora collection, and you have asked us to give you an eyeshadow brush breakdown for beginners. So I'm going to show you 4 different brushes and when and where to use them so you can get a more elevated eye look. Let's dive right in. All right, to really show off what these eyeshadow brushes can do, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty, the new nude eyeshadow palette. You can use whatever you have at home. All right, to kick off any eyeshadow look, you need the perfect eyeshadow brush. So this is one of the most versatile eyeshadow brushes we have. This is the Sephora Collection Pro Shadow Brush number 14. I love this brush because it's a medium-sized eyeshadow brush, so it has a fluffiness to it, but it's also densely packed, so it's going to evenly distribute the pigment across your eye. So this is the Shadow Bear, so it's more of a neutral nude, and you want to tap off any excess and just apply it by either patting and then brushing through it to evenly distribute, or you can kind of lightly apply if you're just trying to get a dusting of shadow. All right, now let's get into how this looks on the eye. So using that same shade Bear, I'm going to dust this really lightly underneath my brow, and this just helps me to blend in the future, just making it so it's not as sticky on my lid. Okay, and now we're getting into the actual placement of another eyeshadow. So this is the shade Lace. This is going to be the color that I use on my lid. And again, I'm only loading one side of the brush and tapping off any excess. And how I like to apply shadow is usually by patting it on first and placing it lightly all the way across the lid. You can see it's super even already. I barely had to do anything. These brushes just make it so simple, which is really nice. And then I'm lightly blending into that crease with that tapered part of the brush. Okay, now we can get into the next brush. For any good eye look with multiple shades, you're going to want a crease brush. So I'm going to use the Sephora Collection Pro Crease Brush number 19. This is a great brush because it's tapered, so it really distributes the pigment in a targeted way, but also in a really diffused way. So I really love it for just adding that extra definition in the crease. This is the color Tease, and I'm just gonna load up the tip of the brush, tap off any excess. I'll just show you, it adds just a bit more definition in a really soft way. And what I love about it is there's so many different ways that you can use a crease brush. So some people do like a windshield wiper motion. Some people do like little circles, and that works for them too. But really it's just a versatile brush to add a lot of definition. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a little bit more of the color Tease and apply this in my crease. So with this, I like to use a really light pressure just so I can distribute the pigment evenly all across that lid, and you can see it's instantly adding definition in a super diffused way. So it's a great way to add like a transition color between your highlight shade and your lid shade. So this is just adding a little bit of depth to that lid. And you can see here I'm using it in both ways. So sometimes I do little circles and sometimes I do windshield wiper motions. It just depends on like where I want a little bit more blending or more targeted blending. I feel like I do small circles, and then when I need just to distribute it all across, I do more windshield wiper motion. Okay, I feel like I've gotten the transition shade and nice definition, and now we can get into defining even a little bit more. A lesser known but just as essential brush is a smudge brush. So this is the Sephora Collection Pro Shadow Brush number 18. And this brush is really great for a bunch of different things. You can apply highlighter with it. You can, just in that inner corner there, you can apply eyeshadow at the lash line to add a little bit more definition. You can get a cut crease this way with a darker shadow. It also moves cream around really well. So if you have that creamy eyeliner and you want it to look smudged, this is a great brush for that. And today I'm going to use this as a way to add just a bit more definition at the lash line. So I'm going to show you how this applies. So I'm going to use the color Tease as well as Love Bite. you can see here, it's not going to apply as thick of a line as a crease brush, but it will add a lot of definition and it really lays down pigment. Okay, so using Tease and Love Bite, I am just going to apply more definition to the outside of my eye. You can see it really does have a targeted application, so it's really great for those smaller areas. And I'm going to use a little bit underneath as well. Okay, now that I've added all the definition I need, I'm going to move on to the final brush to complete the look. So this is a packing brush. This is the Sephora Collection Pro Shadow Brush number 13. This brush is excellent for really packing on shadows. I love to use it for extra dark mattes or glitters, anything with like a shimmer that might have extra fallout. This brush is going to be your best friend. I'm going to use the shade Crave because it has some nice shine to it. Because this brush is flat, it really does lay down the pigment exactly where you want it with no fallout, which is great. Let's add some drama into this look. I'm going to use that shade Crave with this packing brush, and I'm going to strategically place it just in this inner corner and pull out into the other shadow. And you can see it really lays down that pigment. It's so beautiful. And you can really just pull the shadow and it will move it however you like. And I love it because it also has this really narrow tip to it, so you can get it on this inner corner and the lower inner corner as well. Okay, so you can see how this adds an extra pop to the eye, but I want to show you what this brush can really do. So next, I'm going to show you this color Infatuated, which is a super glittery, beautiful shade. How it deposits the pigment right away. So it's best with a packing brush to either do a packing motion of pressing or swiping. So with this particular shadow, I know that it's gonna be better if I just do a nice firm sweep across to help distribute the glitter. But it really works it in to the eye, so it really adds that extra zhuzh. Grabbing that shade Infatuated and swapping it all across the eye. So as I'm putting this on, you can tell that I'm just sort of placing the shadow and then swiping across. This brush, because it's that very flat surface, none of the glitter will get stuck like in between the bristles. That really lays on top, so you can really lay down the glitter on the lid. Okay, so you can see that this brush does a lot of heavy lifting and definitely adds extra drama. Next, I'm just going to apply some mascara and I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see how learning how to use your brushes really helps you to create more dynamic looks. I hope you've learned some things from all the tips and tricks. If you want to know more about brushes, let me know in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, bye everybody.